Hello sorcerers, this is part 2 for making molds, and there are a lot of different parts, and this is again not a tutorial. I was experimenting with a lot of stuff on here, so I'm just kind of showing all the parts. I was really happy with the mold and how easily it came apart, and I was able to get the pieces out. That is exactly why I had made this the mold casing that I now have. And because of how the silicone kind of leaked in between each of the places, I just used scissors to separate them. You use like a cuticle trimmer to get off any of the excess silicone that's in places you didn't want, and then just kind of trim around all the edges, make it how you want. And then what you're gonna have to do is put on something to keep the silicone from sticking to itself, because silicone will fuse to silicone. So I cleaned off all the tops of the dice, and then I used talcum powder, or talc. And so I just kind of brushed that on each of them. You can use a computer cleaner to spray off all the powder that is on the dice, which is really nice. And then I added these little things called reservoirs. That's what each of those little dudes are, and that's what it looks like when you have a reservoir. And the point of that is to help with possibly not having voids. After that, I didn't want to put it back into the mold because I wanted to use the mold again, so I used tape to go around the edges and get all of that set up and nice. And just to be safe, because silicone likes to leak, we then used hot glue around the base of the tape so that if it does leak, it's not going to get everywhere. And then it was finally time to pour in the new silicone. So I started with trying to do just a really thin layer on the bottom because I had a bunch of excess silicone from when it had leaked previously. So I wanted to try and reuse as much of that as possible. So I did a really thin layer just to make sure that the dice had nice new silicone on it before putting on the rest of the silicone. These reservoirs are incredibly sensitive, so of course if I breathed on them the wrong way, they fell off, which was very frustrating. But we did all of that, put all the different little pieces of silicone in, and then poured silicone on top. And then again, it's ready for the pressure pot. And of course, after that is another round of waiting before I can pull them out.